Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome aboard. Let's go flying with Mike. And we sure appreciate you being here. We are sitting in some of the most spectacular scenery I've seen. Now, granted, I had to pay for it, so it better be doggone spectacular, right? Well, it is. Here in Tampa, really good pay-where scenery. Highly recommended by me, folks. Yeah, really good. Now, if I could only get the AI to fill in, so it looks like Tampa. No, it's not a ghost town like that. But anyway, we are sitting here with the 727 Piedmont Virtual Airlines. We are going flying with Mike to Memphis. As the title said, from Buccaneers to the River City. So let's get into the cockpit. Let's see what's going on. But as we do, let's get a good look at the plane first. Found this one. Well, actually, this one came as Piedmont transitioned. Sad day for me, living here in St. Louis, that they dropped TWA. But they brought on Northwest. That's okay. Fair trade. I did like Northwest as well, so especially the cargo side of the house, but you know it's neat that the passenger side is available too. So you know both sides, 747, 727s, A320s, what else? There's I think A330s. I'd have to go back and look now at the schedule. Oh, how prepared could I be for this? Anyway, but there you go, Fork. It's an old livery of Northwest. Still, well, that's on this bird at least, and we're going to go ahead and take it. You've got the gate we're at here if you're willing to join in, and we're going to come up on VATSIM here real quick. Actually, let's first brief out the flight. Then we'll come online. It'll make more sense then. So briefing it out there, Sim Toolkit, we're going to leave a little bit of that livery in the background. I kind of really like this. That's about the best we'll get. Oh, well. Now, you know what? I lied. We're going to hop up. There we go. All right, so we're up in the cockpit now. All right, pre-flight. Today's flight, very simple. Again, Tampa to Memphis. Before we get into this, I'm just going to do a quick down and dirty, get the flight plan out there, and well, if I was to go with my block off time that I was in the back of my mind saying, oh yeah, we can make that, not a problem, yeah, that's 6 minutes from now, folks. I don't think so. At least not the way Flying with Mike usually goes. But what we're going to do to try to push Flying with Mike a little, we'll bump it up to 1910. And I know you're not seeing this. We're going to be flying the Tampa 7 departure to Seminole, then to Montgomery, and then on to Wasser and the Vance 3 arrival. Now I can already hear the Vance 3 arrival, Michael, is RNAV. Well, there isn't one coming in from the east. That is not. That won't take us out of route via the North Pole. So, we're going to have to, as I say a lot, suck it up. Alright, so hang on a second as I fill in a couple of these little fields here real quick so that ATC doesn't laugh at me. They're already going to laugh at me. What am I kidding? And RVR, I guess we'll accept 75, even though I don't think that's anywhere near us. All right, so got all that, boom. And that is out there for all to laugh at. I mean, to anticipate. Connecting. Says cautiously, hang on a second. Connect. We are Northwest Air. Rud, I forgot my flight number. What a pilot I am. Actually, you ought to listen to them on the radio. They forget them too all the time. Well, they're changing almost every flight. Well, every flight they are changing. So, I mean, every now and then they do get one that continues on. But for the most part, they change flight plans. We'll just leave it there pretty regularly. All right. So, flight plan is in. We do at this time not have ATC. Now that they see I'm up there, oh, there's someone who evil fingers twitching around. We're going to mess with them. No. So we'll see what happens. All right, so up to the pre-flight again. Tampa 7, Seminole, Montgomery, Wasser, Vance 3. Game plan today. I don't think that's right. 19 right out of here. We may be changing runways. We'll see what the weather offers us as we get ready to fly with Mike here. Right. Okay, so pre-flight kind of goes like this. Load sheet. We have 90 souls daring to want to fly with Mike. You know what? I think we do need that. I was thinking, no, we'll ease up, but you know what? They are daring souls. They do deserve it. Why not? Payload of 20,700 pounds. Zero fuel weight of 122,456 pounds, or thereabouts. It's always estimated, folks. Two reasons. In the sim, we may or may not be able to hit that number. In the real world, it may or may not add up to that number, so it's always called estimated. Estimated zero fuel weight, estimated takeoff, estimated landing. The only for sure's in the plane is do not exceed this number for the zero fuel weight, do not exceed that for landing, do not exceed that for takeoff. And do not exceed that speed or the wings rip off. No. Not necessarily at that speed, but you're doing some damage, folks. And wing problems, that can be a bad thing. All right, so blocking out with approximately 26,220 pounds. We'll get to the exact numbers here momentarily. Mach 0.80 is our speed for the day, and 32,000 is what dispatch graciously gave us on this 600-mile adventure. Our 3 hour tour. So, all right, so we'll close that out. And we're not going to do the operating flight plan here because it won't make sense. Honest to God, folks, it won't make sense. It's in a different format than the Lido, and it just really looks bizarre. So let's go ahead, pull Sim Toolkit real quick, bring up the browser. Said cautiously, where the heck is? Oh, I know. It's never mind. And it's on the wrong page. Wouldn't you know? There we go. All right, so this is in the if you're in SimBrief, folks, as with Sim Toolkit, you can pull it from SimBrief. That's where that information came from. Now, what's produced on the page you see here That's a different format than the Lido. A lot of y'all are used to that. I actually like it too. It's pretty simple, easy to go, easy on the eyes. This one can get kind of, well, kind of pushes that envelope. As you can tell, looking at it right here. But it is pretty simple. There's your out time here at Tampa. There's your on time. We're in. On being wheels on. Off, wheels off. In, you're in the gate. Out, you're out the gate. Hey, that's pretty simple stuff. Shows up easily enough here. There's what the estimated en route time is. And so forth. Routing, just some figures here. Flight level 322. There's our distance. There's our equivalent to cost index. We're flying a Mach 0.80 profile. FMC. Now this is something you don't find easily in the Lido. And I'm not sure it's even there. But again, reference point, there's where the airport is. Here's your flight level again. There's your average temperature, folks. Those of you that fly the bus know you there, and Boeings, there you go. Tropo, bus guys, there's your Tropo. Zero fuel weight takeoff, again, estimated. All right. Takeoff climb should be 102 miles. Takeoff parameters, we're going to go off 19 right. That doesn't sound right. From what I saw traffic doing, they were going north, so I think it's more like 19 would be the ones, I think it is here. There's our altimeter. Winds 180. Dang it. The winds kind of favor it too. We'll look at FlightAware before departure, folks. And then likewise, here's our landing information. Something not easily pulled from that Lido version, the default when you just hit generate, you didn't change anything in the formats. Now here's where it gets complicated. Okay, this is that little fuel thing you see normally in Lido. That's what this is, but greatly expanded. What do we focus on? Right here first. There's what we plan at the gate for fuel. Then we got our FAR minimums, our contingency if one's available, and then what it takes to get to St. Louis, our alternate. Okay, and then down here it gives you some choices. So again, a little more complicated. And the other thing this doesn't give you is the fact that I have 90 people planned, and well, we'll find out the cargo. I can't remember off the top of my head because it doesn't show up in this format. It would in Lido, but not in any of the others. And then the rest of this, the streamer that put me on this is a real-world pilot, and he's right. Even when I flew, my nav logs that I carried to see where I'm flying from point A to point B, albeit in a Cessna, not an Airbus. Although he started in one too, so not gonna dig him, diss him that much. Actually, just being a little jealous that his office is in the bus all the time. Great view. Well, depends. If you're flying into Cleveland and New York City, not so much. But anyway, we'll just leave that right there. And Duluth. But anyway. But yeah, it just breaks down that way, and then it goes on from there. So, forecast winds. Everything's just set up a little differently now. We didn't get all of this stuff when we did it. I called flight service, got most of this written down, and that was it my way. All right, so that's the flight plan, folks. And that's enough time on that because I want to switch into getting this plane loaded and rolling. So, with that for now, you hate that, folks. Y'all get to experience this sooner than later. I forgot where I wanted to go with that because there was something else I wanted to show, and I totally forgot. sidetracked myself. Got that to look forward to. All right, so let's load her up. Okay, so over here you have a little menu bar. Pax weight, we're going with 90. I'll explain why I have 2 more lucky souls in just a second. Here's my cargo weight, 3750. Now the nice thing is when you're doing this up here, you can watch your CG floating down here. Obviously you don't want to go past the red or the airplane tips to the back or whatever. And then you have your fuel right here, and that's as close as I could get, 26,300. Not bad. So, but then I was shooting for the 0 fuel weight, and again, that's as close I could get. That's how come 2 people are flying with us as well. So, now, nice thing on this, it tells you your distance and your estimated landing weight, and how high you could go for the optimum of 35. But of course, winds factor in. Do I want to go up that high? Are they strict headwinds? Oh, I know what I wanted to show. Let me bring that back. And you get that to look forward to too, folks. All right, hang on. Click. Browser, browser, browser. As soon as I said winds, that clicked it in. All right, so speaking of winds, let's bring up that OFP. The reason I can't show it to you in Sim Toolkit, it gets rid of all of this. So I have to go through the browser. So here's our route, kind of showing it. There's Seminole, Montgomery, Wasser. Not sure which one that is, but it's something along the departure. Okay, now this is the significant chart. What kind of significant weather do we have ahead of us? Isolated embedded CB, meaning we're going to have clouds for the most part below us, and embedded in there are thunderstorms and turbulence. Oh, I'm sorry, embedded to 36,000, and right now it's not showing anyone reporting turbulence. Although it looks like over the Washington area, which we're not going to be, have some light to moderate chop. Chop meaning turbulence. Next up is our winds. And this one's for flight level 300, remember 320. So actually we got kind of a direct, looking at this, it's a direct cross at that altitude. Next up I think is 34, yeah. Still kind of direct with a little bit of tailwind out. And if we would dare to go to 39, which we're not. So we'll just move on. And then here's vertically what we're looking at. Now vertically means it's just, this is our top of climb, so we got tailwinds, cruise, kind of, you know, working the cross, that dead cross, followed up with a headwind as we come in. Oh, I'm going backwards, folks. I just feel I'm like, is it saying top of climate over here when we're going into Memphis? Nah, it's the other way. So you get the gist. And then we start into the flight plan. All right, enough of that. Moving on, and we got the plane loaded. So let's get into firing it up. For that, I'm going to be using AvTab for the most part. I do have the chart in here, and got this from X-Plane. So, all right. So, real quick, we're going to. We got the logbook. We got all the fire warnings and detections. That I like to do with y'all because that's fun. That's some fun stuff. All right. Here's the fire bells, wheel well. Hey, look, they all work. All right, we got some up top here. Hang on, this again. Okay, overheat checks. All right, I don't know how to overheat check the anti-ice system. Got our lights set. Logo's on. Okay, it always fools me. And then I think we have any overheat checks over here. Oh, we have one more, the APU. Let's do a fire check of that engine. Right here, up. Got the bell, got the light, silenced. All right. So last thing we got is the lengthy light test. So stand by. Believe me, if one's out, it'll tell you. Okay. Lights there. Let's move down. Oh, one too many. Okay. Yeah, you can see, folks, there are a lot of lights up here. Three more way over here. Outer, middle, inner. Correction. Outer, middle, inner. Our parking brake, flaps down. Okay, and then the final checks are over here. Even though they're lit, folks, I still push them. Well, we're almost done. Even though we have this panel down to about a half dozen lights, still got another half dozen or so to do. We're right over here. Okay. And sorry for coughing there, folks. All right, so light tests are done. Now it's time for the SIVA. Okay, in this case, we're going to be, for the most part, I'm going to back it up with the FMC just to be safe. And in case I decide I want to be lazy at some point. Okay, flight number northwest. Oh, where are you? Dang it. I know. Gotta go back and get my alphabet. I know. We are northwest 879. Execute that. Now, we will not be able to go to the next page until we get our runway. All right. What I'm going to do here, let you all see this. Hey, there's FlightAware. All right, so let's just type in here KTPA. And it'll show us what the general flow of traffic is here. Could be now. They may have, it looks like to the south. So, 19 is appropriate. Just like looking and making sure. And look. All right, so we're going here. We are selecting one nine right. And that's the long run. Okay. Next, Tampa. And that will be all we get out of it. So execute, legs. See, it stops there. So we'll come back up. Next page. Oh, not clear. Next page. All right, I'm going to bring in the charts program. You can all look at it. Okay, there's Tampa 7. All right, let's kind of zoom in here first. So it's basically just off the runway heading, vectored out after 2,600 feet. That's pretty simple. And then we're heading up here to Seminole. So we'll put that in first. SZ. And for those of you on the home version, thank you for helping me out where the Z was. Like I said, I got to work on my alphabet. Okay, next up let's bring it in here, MGM. Execute, followed by Wasser. W-A-S-E-R. Execute. And folks, there you go. It is now programmed with the route. Now we could go back and insert the arrival, but let's hold off for now. Memphis was up earlier. I think they're down now. It looks like it up there in my center list for VATSIM. So we're going to go back to F-plan. Go to VNav. Next page, cruise altitude 32,000. And I type it out. Clear. And I click execute. Then I go to the legs page, vector, Seminole. Ding, ding, that all looks good. Then I go to progress and it didn't take. It never does. 3, 2, more. There we go. Now we go to the progress. Now it fills in. Top of descent, 284 miles estimated right now. That's half the distance there, folks. So we'll see when we get airborne. All right, back to go to F-plane for now. Actually, legs. She's got legs. Oh, there goes my viewer count down again. I saw it. All right, real quick with the briefings, folks. We've done the pre-flight. We've talked a little bit about the departure. We'll get more in depth when we're at the runway. We're getting ready to power back. And we're going to go on now, and let's get this bird in the air. We've been 36 minutes in the gate. That's 36 minutes in my mind too long. So here we go. Fuel, we've got it cleared and loaded. Passenger signs coming up top. And this is where this is going to get fun. All right, passenger signs on. Window heat. Okay, going over to the hydraulic pumps. A system off, B system on. Okay, emergency exits. Okay, I'm going to work from Piedmont's 727 schedule here, so We'll leave this up. You'll see it kind of corresponding a little, kind of not. All right, no smoking, voice recorder, no heat lock, GPWS checked, radar and transponder all set to standby. Okay, radar's off. Transponder, folks, is up top here, if you didn't catch that. It's not down here, it's above. So, kind of a pain in the road. We don't have TCAS. If we did, you'd see it right here. I'm going to warn you, folks, if you're getting crashed to desktops, that's the culprit. XTCAS, remove the folder from both the 727-200, 100, 200, 200F. Once you get rid of it, I haven't had a crash to desktop since. Can't speak for the 37, we're not flying it, but definitely for that one. Also, when you download it, go ahead, run the Skunk Crafts updater, because you're going to be behind. Okay, parking brakes are set and are. Stabilizer trim normal. Everything looks good there on our state trim switches in. No, we can't move them. Well, they might already be, come to think of it. Let's try something. They are in normal. Sometimes, oh, we can move them here. How about that? All right, so they are in normal. Rudder and aileron trim, 0, 0. Fuel. Okay, we have 26,300 pounds. And panel set for takeoff. We'll be turning it on here momentarily. Hydraulics checked, set. Flight ground is on ground. What they're talking about, the flight ground switch, right here, folks. Make sure it stays on ground till you get to the runway. Go ahead and bump that up to 7. All right, and rounding this one out, recorder, pens, and papers all aboard. Oh, recorder. Do that. Hang on. Okay, we need to do a couple tests here real quick. Orders tested. Coming down. Anti-skids off. We've done this test. They're all normal. Okay, emergency brakes off. Go to RTO. Test. All we're looking for is, and it's hard to see, I know, is that needle to move. Okay, anti-ice is all set. Good. 2, 5. And okay, so we're going to go ahead and get ourselves set up for departure. Takeoff warning horn check first. Okay, we got the horn. That worked. And navcom and altitude set. All right, so let's get things ready for the departure. All right, there's charts once again. All right, let's see. Initial altitude of 3,000. Okay. Alright, so expect radar vectors, join. Okay, so our initial, we're on the 19s, climb on 187. Now, a little trick I do here, folks. Set the OBI here, the needle. Reason being, look at that, I can set it. Now I know my heading is pretty doggone close. Remember, we got parallels. Good to have parallel operation in works here. So, just going to dial that over to here. There we go. So, You want to be as exacting as possible here because you don't want to drift over into theirs accidentally. That's never good. Two aircraft trying to occupy the same piece of air at the same time at the same altitude. Always ends up bad for both. Okay, so now we need, okay, climb on heading to cross pi. Okay, so that's 16.4. Okay, now this gets complicated. Setting this one actually affects, this is DME2. We just set NAV2, so DME2 will now show there. That'll tell us when we pass, it's going to be radial 116. Now you can set, you'll use your RMI right here to see that. And that's at or above 2600. After that, expect radar vectors to join filed assigned route. Maintain 3000. 10 minutes later, we'll go for flight level 320. Pretty simple. All right, now, after that, we have pi. And then we're going to be going direct across city. Now, I don't need to worry about being able to go direct here. But I do need it here. Okay, now we're set. And if you're curious, all right, so nav 2 over here controls DME2. Nav 1 controls this one, so I'll see the distance. Very confusing, I know. COM radios are set, Unicom for VATSIM. We'll use this as our scratch for whatever comes up. 122.95 is another Unicom channel in the real world. 21.5 is the emergency channel. Okay, so we've achieved that. And finally, parking brake and aileron trims have been checked before push. In this case, before power back. Okay, zero fuel weight. Zero fuel weight, 510 matches. EPR, we haven't set yet, so takeoff weight looks good. Set bugs. All that did was set these bugs and the EPRs too. Here's what they've set to 121 for V1 and rotate. V2 is 133. Now that's here. Some people will set this bug to that. I'll be setting it to 240 once we establish our climb. That's what I want us to climb at to get to 32,000. Well, to 10,000. Then we'll go to 280 and then into the Mach hold. So we hit proper Mach setting. But then we have this speed bug set to flaps 10. Then the next is cleanup, which is a 200. EPRs are set. EPRs are set to 2.14. Just kind of zoom in and you'll see that. Yeah, it gets in the way everywhere we go. And, you know, that looks pretty close. So we'll go with it. Boom, we're ready to go, folks. And runway will be 19 right, flaps 20 for takeoff, 20 and 20 will be set, V speeds 121, 121, 132, or 133. State trim 5.26, we'll set that by simply clicking the green area and that'll automatically set. Then our minimum cleanup altitude, I want to be clean by 3,000 as best I can. Light doors closed, lights out, we're ready to go. Okay, so set bugs one more time just to make sure. And I am, because this has been looking weird, bear with me a second here, folks. No, we'll get it with hydraulics. Never mind. Don't want to mess with the ACARS program running. Okay, so one last quick checklist to go through. Batteries on, APU coming on now. Okay, it's spooling up. Stall warning checked, emergency lights off, passenger signs on, window heats on, radio set, parking brakes ready, APU coming alive. Now, folks, this I do recommend, highly recommend. It is a good 727 profile or aircraft. You can get it there. Again, make sure to update and also remove the XTCAS folder and you'll be fine. Just don't look for TCAS. So when you go in, I'll show it here in a second. Just wait. Perfect. Spool it down. And trimmed. Come back up here. Now we got to set our panel to APU. And we're raring and ready to go. Other thing I want to do, get those fuel pumps on. Okay. And next. So basically we're going to turn the galley power off now. Packs off. And we're above 30, so we're good. Engine bleed valves all open. All right, so let's get rid of this. And let's make sure what's around. It's around, okay. Jacksonville is up, okay. I'm not sure if we're in Jacksonville or not. Easiest way to find out. Switch to 135/925. All right, hang on a second, folks. I gotta write this down. I'm finding my memory not doing as well as it used to. 879. Okay. Similar there. According to this, we are in their territory. According to everyone else I fly with, we're not. Find out. Okay. Jacksonville Center, Northwest 879 at Tampa. Request clearance to Memphis. He says cautiously. Jacksonville Center, Northwest 879. All right, but he may be coming offline if he ain't gonna talk to me. All right, well, that's our clearance. All right. All right, back to Unicom then. We'll keep it though. I like this, northwest bound. Sorry, folks, had to have that fun. All right, I know. The little things in life. All right, so we're going for engine start. First things we got to do, come off center, switch over to Unicom. All right. Okay, beacons. First of all, let's get rid of the jetway. Okay, there goes the jetway, and we'll start the flight. Okay. We are on APU, so we'll come off the generator and quickly commence to starting, because sometimes we have problems. Beacon. I start 2 first, then 1, then 3. Starting 2. Valve should show open. Valves are right here. Come down to the middle. Look at the middle engine. And it's almost to 20% right there on N2. There's 20, boom, fuel on. That's it, folks. Right, took 49 minutes. We got the first engine up and going, and all are spooling up. GT is up, and one's climbing, so we're doing good. Folks, I want to thank you all for flying with Mike today. Hope you all have had a great week. And guess what just kicked out? APU. See if we're still good. I think it died. Oh, actually, I think we're good. Let's go ahead, hit number 1. I think that's just one of those things, how the sun Just makes it you think you lost it. If we did, we wouldn't have the legs page showing. It'd be back at the beginning. Okay. Coming on with number 2. While it's spooling. Yeah, we're good. Okay, when that light goes out, we'll get number 3 rolling. Okay. We're rolling up. And that's good. Finally, number 3. So valves open. Here comes 20 on the N2, which again is second from the bottom, and boom. All right, let's spool up here, and then we'll start getting this plane prepared for pushback. In this case, power back. And everything is stabilizing. We'll go up here. First thing we want to do, get the power over to the internal on the gens. Okay. Galley power ease in with the packs. Head down here, let's get hydraulics on. And I'll show you, let me do this. Let's turn it off for now. Let's show you how you can tell if you forgot. And folks, I'm doing this now from memory, so while I'm here, APU off. Any status reports? Nope, good. Real quick, how can you tell? A couple of ways. First, you won't have both sets dark. So these are when they're on. So these would be on over here if the hydraulic system was off. More importantly, the other easy way, if you look at this gauge, your rudder here has 2 indications. Watch. Remember, we're off. Only one moves. Okay, now let's go back. Bring system A on. Okay, lights are off. Let's make sure everything's good. I'm going to bring on stuff while we're here. There we go. And I want that gasper valve on and the heat on. Okay. Now, let's come back first. See what I mean? It's all dark here. This is your hydraulics. Now, let's do a check. Look at that. Both of them are moving. Now, they may not move at the same, angles and all. That's fine. But if you only see that top one moving, folks, check your hydraulic panel. Okay, we'll just go ahead and do this real quick. Now, one thing I don't like about the plane, and I don't know if this was 727 technology or not, although the 747-200 has it. What I'm doing here is sometimes I get it to where I'll just pitch it where my wheel should go like that, and it'll go like this. So, and it makes it very fun to try to fly an approach. But no, on the 747, you can use this gauge, which is on this side. But anyway, it's right here. But it has the ailerons on it. That's what turns the plane, what we were just checking. See, there's no indication here. Now, I can do elevators. See those needles moving up and down. Always make sure they center. And of course, we saw the rudder. But the aileron isn't checked here. The 747-200, it is. Just kind of a bummer. You know, it's just a little, because look, I ain't seeing that wing out there, are you? So, I don't get it. That's okay. Let's set our radar altimeter real quick to 400 feet. Both sides. And where are we at here? Flaps, 20. Okay. And folks, that should do it. Wing lights will keep off. Here we go. I like doing this looking from the outside. Got the DB Cooper door open, or I'm sorry, closed. You want to hear more about DB Cooper, let me know. We're going to go into reverse, the shift, and the key with the question mark on it. See him, the dust shift on it. And let's go to reverse. We'll be going nose right. And yes, folks, just like push it back, there's a marshaller in front. Proper signal being given. And we do not use our brakes. Okay, final checks. Radar on. Go up 5 for now. And you can see our taxi. Our taxi route, folks, basically will be Victor to Victor 8, join and take off. Okay, let's get after it. Brakes off, and here we go. Eight. Looks like we're going to get a nice sunrise departure. Actually, a little better than I thought we'd do here, folks. Doing pretty good. We're about 8 minutes late out of the gate. Okay, let's be honest, almost an hour, because I wanted to be out by 18:30 and it's 19:18. But welcome aboard. Thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike today. And really hope you have a great weekend on this Friday. Okay, while we taxi, we just go through this before start, cleared start, we got it. Get back over here. I hope I got a galley power back on. I do. Packs are on for the moment. Air conditioning. Well, yeah, we're started already. Pitot heat. Off. Anti-ice. Start levers, door lights are out, ground equipment's clear, anti-ice, and... Alright. Let's see here. Yaw dampers are checked. I don't know how to check those. Let's see. Yaw dampers are right here. Okay, I don't know how to check those. And flight controls checked. Flap set, green light. Speed brake flap warning checked. And stabilizer. Let's get that set. Again, green button. Green button. Just click it. Boom. Into it goes. Okay. TTT. Galley power's on. Electrical set. Fuels tank to engine. Hydraulics. Flight ground switch will switch over here in a moment. Auto pack trip switch to normal. Cabin control door closed. Takeoff data brief done. Alright, number 1 for takeoff. That will be us. Flight attendants advise. Flight attendants, take your seat for departure, please. Of course, we would wait for their reply. Too bad if they're not there. TCAS TARA. CSD, ground off, auto pack trip armed. And we're coming up to the end of the runway. Use the most amount of runway possible, and then we have our after takeoff. Okay. Okay. All right, one last check. Over here. Heat, speed brakes down, trim set, flap set, galley power, fuel, AP. Okay, we're ready to go, folks. Over to flight. Here we go. Last check of traffic, make sure nobody's sneaking in. Nope. Tampa traffic, Northwest 879. Departing runway 1 right. Correction, 19 right. Initial climb to 3,000. all set to go as soon as we have lights on. Okay, and here we go. Okay, airspeed's alive. Takeoff power set.
80 knots.
Go.
E1. Rotate.
Gear coming up. Yeah, 2,600 feet is what we're shooting for. It's my way down there. Okay, flaps 1. First things first. Let's get the autopilot going. Alright, and we'll be leveling off here shortly, and I'm going to go ahead and get us right back into climbing. Okay, now we'll set the 32. We're also going to spin it to the west. All right. Folks, we are airborne. Sure, I think I turned the packs off. Sure, we're too far away. All right, we're gonna head 330. There we go, folks. Got to speed up to 280. Okay. You're doing 500 or better, folks, feet a minute. You're close. IAS hold. And we are now in what's called a cruise climb. Now we're looking to correct. Back in. Jacksonville Center, northwest 879's off Tampa. IFR to Memphis, we're passing 18,000 for flight level 320.
Northwest 879, Jacksonville Center, squawk 1023.
1023 for Northwest 879. This way, it's easier. Set it up.
November 579er Charlie, Jacksonville Center. Am I clear for Bravo 4, or would you like me to go to Bravo 5?
I didn't really specifically say, but generally, if I don't say, it should be full length. Do you want Bravo 4?
Yeah, I'll take Bravo 4, if possible.
Or not 7, whatever. 79 Charlie, way 18 at Bravo 4, taxi via Bravo 4.
Number 579er Charlie, taxiing via Bravo 4.
Let's say 79, radar contact 15 miles northwest of the St. Petersburg VOR, call and maintain level 320.
Roger, climbing to flight level 320, Northwest 879.
Center, hello, Delta 1963, 340.
1963, stand by.
Delta 225, with you follow 400.
Delta 1963, Jack Center, squawk 1015.
015, Delta 1963.
Delta 225, Jack Center, squawk 1061.
1061, Delta 225.
1963 radar contacts, 13 miles southwest of the Nost intersection, maintain level 340.
How about
340, Delta 1963.
Delta 225, 25, radar contact 13 miles south of the old line intersection. I need to give you a nod altitude 331, 41 or 39.
Thanks for 410, altitude.
25, thanks, call me Tampa 410.
Switch into VO.
Tampa 410, altitude 25.
November 579er Charlie to Jacksonville Center. Can I ask you a question real quick? You didn't like specify when I was asking the taxi to hold short of the runway, but I hold short anyways, correct?
Absolutely, 100%, sure, 100%.
Alright. November 579er Charlie holding short, runway 18 at Bravo 4.
79 Charlie, roger, make left close traffic, runway 18 at Bravo 4, clear for
Pilots,
takeoff.
100%
November
correct.
579er Charlie, left close traffic, runway 18 clear for takeoff.
Unless specifically cleared by tower and you read it back. Alright, we are climbing out
Jacksonville
25,000.
Center, good afternoon. American 2883 is on the ended 1 departure off Tampa at 6,000, requesting IFR clearance to DFW.
What was the American numbers again?
American 2883.
2883.
Correct.
2883 Jacksonville Center, squawk 1067.
Squawk 1067, American 2883.
2883 radar contact 10 miles north of the St. Petersburg VOR, call me maintain level 320.
I maintain flight level 320, American 2883.
1963 clear direct Larry.
Derek Larry, Delta 1963.
Oh, picked up a lot of bots overnight. Wow. Okay, well, welcome aboard, everyone. Hope you all have a great day. Those
1963
listening
is ready
in,
to give you an
enjoy.
out altitude for the remainder of the flight. You want 35 or 33?
We'll do a 33, Delta 1963.
1963, thanks to the maintain level 330.
10330, Delta 1963.
17.5, okay. Now what I'm gonna do, just...
We're going to 2883 clear direct Georgia.
Clear direct Georgia, American
Montgomery is
2883.
next. So we'll set that in here. On 12. One. All right, we've got our radios all set. And 139 miles to Seminole. Again, folks, I want to thank you for coming along with Flying with Mike.
November 79
if you
Charlie,
like
call
what
the
you've been
midfield
seeing,
downwind position
we'd
east
sure
pass,
love
please.
for you to click follow, so that way you can follow along as we continue in our
November 579er Charlie, could you repeat that one more
adventures
time?
in
You were
the
glitching out a little bit.
Yes,
Not
sir.
sure when our
Report to the
next stream will be,
midfield
but we'll make
downwind
it as soon as
position
we can.
each pass.
November 579er Charlie.
It's kind of
over.
rough right now,
Oh, God.
so it's very hard to set a schedule. I've been working, I think I was on my 5th
So when you're halfway
48-hour
down the
on,
runway,
24-hour
when you look
off
out your left window,
shift
call me
here.
up.
And not sure what that was, but I thought
November 579er Charlie, I'm about halfway down that runway.
Okay, so that is the midfield downwind position, so you can just say Jack Center, November 79 Charlie's midfield downwind. 97 Charlie, runway 18 clear for the option.
November 579er Charlie, runway 18 clear for the option. Jacksonville Center, Delta 5974, flight level 250, climbing flight level 350.
there we are. I'm going to switch now into Mach.
5974 Jack Center, squawk 1052.
Squawk 1052,
Yep.
Delta 5974.
All right, and now it's going to hold Mach 0.78 for another 1,000 feet. Then we'll control it with our throttle.
5974, radar contact 30 miles northwest of the Montgomery VR, call and maintain level 350.
Come and maintain level 350, Delta 5974.
Gears up, flaps up, trim to cut out. Alright, and there we go, folks. Hydraulic pressure check. It's good. We're in flight and doors are set. Alright. Let's take it on, folks. You know, I'm going to try something here I haven't done yet.
Jacksonville Center, Delta Echo Sierra 89, request permission to start with information.
Information what?
Uniform.
I'll have to look at that
Delta
later
Echo
to
Sierra
see how that
89,
did.
Davis Bravo's current
Adding
here
the
in uniform in your aircraft. You may have some settings wrong on the aircraft. Just want to make sure you turn off all ATC instructions in your sim so that everything that you listen to is actually through VATSIM and not through your client, or not through your simulator. The information from Bravo is current in Orlando, so let me know when you have that.
Alright, now, there is no true autopilot here, or auto throttle. So you're the one that sets it.
Delta Echo 389, just advise ready to taxi for runway 18 left.
Just kind of watching things. Alright,
Jacksonville Center, Velo 2249, information, Bravo, ready for taxi.
On the 2249, runway 18 left, taxi via Juliet Golf Hotel 1.
Off Juliet Hotel 1 for Velo 2249.
Velo 2249 will be Juliet Golf Hotel 1.
It's Golf Hotel 1, Velo 2249.
Alright, so right now we're looking at about 1 hour to our destination.
Center, Giant 812, request and lower.
Still speeding up.
Don 812, pilot's discretion, maintain level 240. Pilot's discretion, 240, Giant 812.
Let's try 1.77 on the EPIRD, see if that slows us down. What I like to do is roll this little bug right there. It gives me an idea how we're doing. Because like I said, there is no auto throttle. It is now strictly the pilot setting the throttle. And a flight engineer that does all the work back there, giving him good EPIRD numbers to work with that'll stabilize it as they come out of climb into cruise. That's why I say, folks, I didn't say it this flight, but usually I do.
Okay, and Delta Echo Sierra 89,
crew.
request permission to start with information, Bravo.
Delta Echo 389, push is at your discretion, advise ready to taxi.
Blue advisory for taxi, Delta Echo Sierra 89.
Turn them down a little. Alright, 3-man crew. Seat you're in right now, that's usually the captain. Next to him is the first officer. Now, either one could be flying the plane. See, I can fly it from over here too, folks. But that's called pilot flying, pilot not flying stuff. But in a general situation, the left seat's the captain, the right seat is the first officer, and right behind them is the guy does all the... Don't look for the... Don't look behind the curtain. Don't. Disregard that man. No. And that's what they'd like to do because they want all the glory up front. He's the one that makes them look that way. So, now we're still a little fast. So we're going to pull back even. Okay. We'll get her slowed to 0.8.
Level 2249, RNAV to Cape, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff.
Barnett TA from a 27, oh sorry, 17 right, clear for takeoff, Velo 2249.
2249, the wind showing 080 at 8, gust 16.
Thanks for the wind, Velo 2249.
Okay. And on we go. Oh, now we're starting to slow, so that's good. We're getting close to Seminole. I'm going to pick up our outbound radial out of there here in a moment.
Delta Echo Sierra 89, ready for taxi. Unit information Bravo.
So basically
Delta
the aircraft is
runway
tracking
18
the
left, taxi
localizer.
Bravo 1.
Alright, so once it gets within 5-10 miles of it, down here on DME2, I'm going to switch us to Montgomery, and we'll go out that way.
China 12, Atlanta's offline of the airspace. Radar services terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a good weekend.
I am going to flip,
Appreciate the service
I can't
assessment.
flip
Have a
that
great
one, so
weekend.
I'll
China
do
12.
that one. See if we're starting to pick it up. No, not yet. Once we do get Montgomery picking up, we'll switch over to it.
That is approved.
But you can see the airplane kind of zigzags through the sky to stay on it. As the needle deflects a little, it turns to it. When it deflects back, it turns back, and so forth. Okay, so we're about 140 miles from Montgomery. Now, we'll know two ways. One, the DME will spool up.
Delta Echo Sierra 89 after departure,
needle
turn right,
will
heading
point in the
205, runway 18 left, clear for
Should
takeoff,
point
wind 080 at 8, gust 14.
To a heading of 313,
After takeoff, heading 205, Delta,
down
not
towards
Delta,
the
sorry.
30 here on
Delta
the
Echo Sierra 89.
That's what we're going to fly out.
2249, radar contacts, altitude.
And that's
103,500.
141 miles at that point. Oh, okay, that's what it's showing.
2249, call me,
Not that.
Tampa bubble 330.
Let's go progress.
Tampa 330 below
200 miles.
2249.
Villa 2249, turn left, heading 360.
Heading 360 below 2249.
But again, welcome aboard, folks. Thanks for flying with Mike. Always love having you aboard. Feel free to chat away. And we're going to run a little music in the background here.
Wild like the wolf. When you show me tenderness, love how we lie. Walk in the woods through your eyes.
And if that's too low, let me know. We can bring it up a little.
Moving like the whisper on the wind of this year. Looking
So
for you
we're cruising along, folks. About 50 minutes to go. Any of that weather is showing up down here. That'll help to dial us down.
Villa 2249, when able, clear direct Buffy, resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation, we'll go direct Buffy, below 2249, whatever.
Yeah, we got a pretty good storm system off to our right here, left,
Delta
folks.
5974, request to leave cockpit 5 minutes.
Okay.
Say again?
That's fine, sir.
Thank you.
Delta Echo Sierra 89, say altitude.
Passing 10,000, climbing 5,000.
Delta Echo Sierra 89, roger, climb and maintain level 430.
Remember 579 Charlie, a little bit more than midfield down one.
Delta Echo Sierra 89.
Beach 79 Charlie, runway 18 clear for the option.
Remember 579 Charlie, runway 18 clear for the option.
Echo 089, turn right heading 290.
Right heading 290 is off the Echo Sierra 89.
Okay, we are 46
Jacksonville,
miles.
FedEx 82 Heavy. We are on the ground at Charleston at the terminal, and we're looking at taxi B, Bravo. We have Bravo. We're IFR to Philadelphia, and we have our pre-clearance instructions.
FedEx 82 Heavy, Jacksonville Center, hello. Runway 15, taxi via Charlie, hold short runway 21.
Via taxi to 15 via Charlie and hold 21. FedEx 82 Heavy.
Go left on Charlie, just so you don't get confused there.
Yeah, roger. 82 Heavy, left on Charlie.
Montgomery just came alive. Saw the needle spin up, folks? Means we're getting close. We're 176 out. Now, some people will set at the 5 to 10 mile mark, and I'm going to probably be one of those. I might do it at 20. Put us on heading mode, and then set our OBI here to the outbound heading we want, and then switch into VOR, and when it catches it, it'll go. It'll turn to it. So, but folks, enjoy the music. Feel free to chat away. And thanks for flying with Mike.
Jack Center, this is Delta 5165, calling you for flight level 370.
Delta 5165, Jacksonville Center, squawk 1051, the city altitude passing.
5165, squawking 1051, passing altitude. Close the room.
Jack Center, American 2883 is back.
Yep. Up to 5974 back.
FedEx 82 Heavy, cross runway 21, taxi runway 15 via Delta.
Oh, cross.
Okay, the radar will.
I guess it's straight out here. 3021 and via Delta to 15, FedEx 82 Heavy.
Delta 5165, radar contact 10 miles south of the NWA, climb and maintain level 370.
165, copy. We'll climb and maintain flight 1370.
Delta Echo 089, clear direct to Seminole, New York, Sierra Zulu Whiskey, resume on navigation.
Direct to Zulu Whiskey, Delta Echo Sierra 89.
Sierra Zulu Whiskey.
Russian Sierra Zulu Whiskey, Delta Echo Sierra 89.
Okay, let's get that heading matched up. All right, remember how I said we're going to do this? We're going to go heading. Flip-flop. Okay. And our outbound heading is 313 or 315. 315.
Jacksonville Center, Delta 5974, quick question.
Good.
If we are coming up on Orlando from the west, will we be permitted to land on 17 left?
Yeah, so generally in the real world, if you're coming in from the west, you would typically, if the airport is very saturated, you would land on the west side. Sometimes pilots will request on final approach to go to the other side. If it's available, they can, sometimes get it. But yeah, I mean, you can request 17 left, that's fine.
Roger, thank you. That's what I was checking. We're 579er Charlie. I'm way past the end of the field now, but I'm still going downwind.
79 Charlie, White 18 clear for the option.
We're 579er Charlie. Runway 18 clear for the option. This is going to be my last one, then I'm going to come in for a full stop.
Guess you get one more touch and go?
Affirmative.
Okay.
FedEx 82 Heavy, ready to go, runway 15.
FedEx 82 Heavy, roger, fly the Swamp Fox 2 departure, runway 15, clear for takeoff, winds 2005.
Roger, clear for takeoff, 15, we'll fly the Swamp Fox 2 departure, FedEx 82 Heavy.
All right. Oh my. MGM. Something's not going right. All right, we're gonna flip. Something wasn't pairing up right.
Protection for Saitek, good evening. Good afternoon, .com 4366. .com 4366, was it?
Yes, sir. .com 4366 on the ground below counter request for IFR clearance to fall to the executive.
.com 4366, roger, quiet on request.
Jack Center, American 2883, if you're taking questions today, I got one. Since Houston Center is offline when I leave your airspace, do I keep my squawk code or do I go back to 1200 and wait for Fort Worth to give me a new one?
Just keep your code, that's an IFR code. 1200 is a VFR code, so you want to keep the code you're given. And if you ever take off on your own, just make sure you're not squawking VFR if you're an IFR aircraft. So if you're squawking VFR, we're probably not going to bother you as long as you're below flow level 180. So that we would just think you're flying VFR somewhere, and then you would just sit there and never get picked up.
Okay, so for IFR departure into uncontrolled airspace, should I message somebody or?
No. You just stay on Unicom and just squawk any code other than 1200.
Okay,
Cool, thanks.
so
FedEx 82 radar contact, climb maintain level 350, say altitude.
once we get to this point, we'll be in Atlanta and then here, Memphis.
FedEx 82 heavy, roger.
Let's go
maintain
ahead
level
and start
350,
setting up our
navigation.
arrival.
82 heavy, roger. 04 Delta 225, Washington is on standby.
All right, so here's Memphis. So let's find the Vassar 3.
Hello, 225, contact Washington Center,
I'm sorry,
133.72,
Vance.
so long.
133.72, bye-bye.
DOCOM 4366, clear to the Kilo Foxtrot Tango Yankee Airport as filed. After departure, maintain 3000, expect level 27010 minutes after departure, squawk 1036.
Clear to the Fulton Executive Airport as filed, climb maintain 3000, expect flight level 27010 minutes after departure, and the transponder is 1036, DOCOM 4366.
Gone 4366, read back correct, runway 18, call for taxi.
Okay,
The
so
locale altimeter is
7,000,
3008.
10.
May 118 do something with 3008, somewhere ready for taxi, DOCOM 4366, let me just squawk my chart.
Here's 79, Charlie, runway 18, clear to land. Number 700, Charlie, runway 18, clear to land.
Looks like they're landing south.
November 79, Charlie, runway 18, clear to land.
18.
Number 579 Charlie, runway 18, clear to land.
DOCOM 4366, runway 18, taxi via Alpha.
Head taxi via Alpha, DOCOM 4366.
Jack Center, Delta 5128, ready for taxi, where I go?
Delta 5128, it's information from Bravo. You getting something different down there? You just let me know if you got your
I just pull up the Aegis. It wasn't alive on my radio, and I got something else. So let me go back and try it again and see what I get.
Yeah, if you're just make sure you go in your client or go into your simulator and turn off all ATC instructions somewhere in your settings. You want that turned off, otherwise you're going to hear what your simulator is trying to emulate. You want to hear what VATSIM wants to emulate.
Yeah, I forgot to turn it off. I'll go back and turn that off and get back with you.
Roger.
6 is available 2249. Can we step in
Okay,
for about 5
so
minutes?
we're going to come in for departure.
November
I'm sorry,
214,
arrival
what's your
now,
line?
so the arrival side.
November 294 Whiskey Jack Center.
Coming in, the Vance.
449 Whiskey is at Orlando Executive, requesting IFR to Jacksonville.
Wasser.
Or 2149 Whiskey, Roger, clearance on request.
Okay. One, I knew most of this, that's why I just went automatic. So let's look at it. Also throw 18 right.
Just checking in the north.
Delta 4923.
4923 Jack Center, squawk 1031.
Okay, let's check legs so real quick. Put Wasser back in. There we go. And now we'll be flying it. All right.
Jack Center, Southwest
So let's
2068,
look
just
at
south
it.
of DJ's,
We're going to come over
with you,
Wasser.
Echo, I'm sorry, Bravo over to Orlando.
We got to be at or above 24,000 at the race. 290 knots. Cram below 23 at 290. Then Vance below
Number
23 at
579
280.
Charlie.
Nash in
Am I
between
clear for
14,000
Bravo
and
2 to the general
16,000.
aviation ramp?
The clouds, and we are getting
Number 79 Charlie, just turn right taxi around via Bravo, good day.
Number 579 Charlie's turning on Bravo today.
The 4923 radar contact over the Zeppelin intersection, maintain Pablo 390.
No, this is fine today.
And the other aircraft checking in over ZJX, who was that?
Southwest 2568, Whiskey flight level 370, Bravo, Orlando.
Say the call's not a little bit slower, man, I'm not that fast.
Sorry about that, Southwest 2568.
The way you guys check in, just nice and clear and concise. If you try to say real fast, I mean, I can only hear it so fast, I gotta type it. So Southwest 2568, just squawk 1040.
100, Southwest 2568.
Yeah, Jack Center, good afternoon. Spirit range 2461. Looking to pick up IFR to Atlantic City.
Where are you, sir?
Orlando.
And bye. And just so everybody knows, I'm going to be logging off here in a couple of minutes for dinner, so Actually, probably not going to give that clearance. So the guy at Orlando requesting clearance. I'm going to be logging off here in about 5 minutes. So we can just monitor Unicom. Well, you don't have to monitor Unicom, but for now, just go ahead and get set up, and then I'll probably be logging off before you
Really
taxi.
good wind here, folks. You notice our indicated is very low.
Schedule aircraft data is Charlie, current at Orlando, altimeter 3007. Schedule aircraft Jax, ATIS, Charlie, current Jax, altimeter 3009er. Well, 1963, Atlanta's gone, radar services terminated, frequency change approved, have a good day.
Over to Unicom Delta 1963, have a good one.
See you later. Southwest 2568, your radar contact 20 miles southwest of the Waycross. If you are, maintain level 370.
Maintain flight level 370, Southwest 2568.
5974, radar contact 15 miles southwest of the GGX intersection, maintain level 350.
Okay, sorry, folks. Had to break away from that. Speeds down to 200.
Velo 2249, you still on frequency?
We're back in the cockpit, sorry, Velo 2249.
Velo 2249, cross VIAP at maintain 13,000. The Savannah altimeter is 3011.
So VIAP at maintain 13,000. The altimeter, we missed the altimeter for us. Sorry for Velo 2249.
Velo 2249, the Savannah altimeter 3011.
3001 for Velo 2249.
4366, wind 18 clear for takeoff, winds 13010. Fly runway heading.
18 clear for takeoff, departure, fly runway heading, Takeoff 4366.
West 879, radar services terminated, frequency change approved. American 2883, I'm going to be closing up, radar services terminated, frequency change approved.
Thanks for your service today. Have a great weekend, American 2883.
You're welcome. Yeah, we'll be back on tonight if you guys want to fly in our airspace tonight during the USA event. We'll be around. Out of 5165, I'm going to be closing up for dinner. Radar services terminated. Frequency change approved.
5165, switching over to Unicom. Enjoy your dinner.
Okay, man, I'll be back on center here for the event tonight if you want to fly out here. See you later.
Well, check center. Looks like I got the end of it, but November 1720. Looking for pattern market this time.
Now closing up. Or 2149 whiskey, be clear to the...
We're having some serious troubles here, folks. We may have to turn it off because we're all the way down to 5,000. Alright, well, let's regroup here and figure out where in God's name we ended up. Alright, well, that didn't turn out well. That was a hell of a turbulent storm that Alright, hang on, folks. Okay, well. Alright, I really can't explain what happened, folks, but, yeah, that was definitely some serious turbulence. Hope y'all use the appropriate equipment in the seat in front of you. Behind. Okay. Let's get her back into a solid climb. All right, folks, we're going to stay off VATSIM right now till we recover back up to 32,000. Let's get altitude select on. And I am going to make a pi rep here. Let's see what we have. Yeah, we're not. That was pretty, some wicked turbulence there around the Albany, Dothan, Columbus area, so heading towards Montgomery. As soon as we... Okay, let's go into IAS. I saw it, folks. I just couldn't get the plane to do it till the autopilot kicked off. Wow. Either wind, I'm thinking wind shear. So that, well, we're going to see how the airline deals with it. Okay, let's get back on course. Huh. GPS. Okay, let's get back up as quick as we can. I may even modify. We're going to stay off ATC right now. But I'm here to tell you, folks, there are some wicked storms. Where are these guys? Huh. Kind of look like, oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, never mind. All right. Yeah, that's some wicked storms there, folks. If you guys want to try it, that line coming south of Atlanta down towards Pensacola, actually towards Tallahassee now. That was a pretty intense line. So we're going to cross Montgomery. Hopefully we'll be back pretty close to our altitude. And I'm really curious if this will log. I have a feeling they're going to have to recheck this. I'm keeping it going, folks. But yeah. Those of you that were on will enjoy it. I am going to keep it. Okay, what do we got going on here? Oh. All right. What that was all about was the rapid descent we did. Wow. Well, folks, welcome aboard Flying with Mike. I bet you never dreamed of seeing what we just went through. Me neither. So, we'll be declaring an emergency into Memphis due to the turbulence, and yeah, we're gonna have, we have injuries and all back there. So what happened is we went into a thunderstorm, obviously not on the radar. Not sure why my radar will not pick them up. Trying to see, let me look at it here real quick. Well, it's not going to pick anything up now, folks. We're outside of the weather. But unbeknownst to us, we had thunderstorms of severe limits. And we hit wind shear and slowed us down. We came down to stall speed and went into uncontrollable flight for a second. Finally regained at about 10,000, anywhere between 5 and 10,000. And we're climbing back up, trying to limp our way in. We're not going to divert into Montgomery or Birmingham. We'll just go to Memphis. And yeah, I know the real world they would divert to Montgomery, probably Montgomery or Birmingham. We're going to go ahead and continue on being a VA. So flight, I'm not sure how diverts work. So all right, so that was fun, folks. Nice little what the heck is going on here kind of deal. And of course, being a old generation aircraft, you don't have a lot to tell you what's wrong. You don't have that nice ECAS system. So let me see, did it kick anything off back here? I don't think it would. No. Like I said, it's strictly, you know, look and see what we had going on. We're hitting 28,000. Yeah, this was fun, folks. So welcome aboard. A little bit of uncontrolled flight there. We'll maybe rejoin center here. Well, we won't be with Atlanta until we get back up to 32,000, back into cruise. And so while we're climbing up, we're going to go through what we're getting ready to do. So we're coming up to Wasser. And that'll be for the Vance 3 arrival. As we were saying, a race, 24,000 or above, 290 cram, 290 and above. I'm sorry, below 23,000. Same thing with Vance, but at 280. Ash, same thing, 16 to 14. And Holly Springs to Laurie or LaRue, 10 to 12 at 2,000. Fond, BB, 210. We stay 210 out to Hexen at 3,000 feet. Okay, weather here in Memphis area actually looks pretty good. We'll see. Kind of gun shy to say that, folks, after what we just flew through. But looking at the weather, there shouldn't be anything else in our way. We do have a storm cell up here near Meridian, but that should be south of us. We'll be coming over Tuscaloosa, Tupelo, in that general vicinity to come in. So again, in the real world, this aircraft would have diverted to Montgomery immediately, probably, if not Birmingham or Tuscaloosa. I'm going to go ahead and continue in, see what we do. Go into Mach hold real quick. As we're reaching the altitude, folks. And then we'll reset for 0.80 and we're going to then fly the ILS for runway 18. Real quick glance at it from Dawson, to McKeevy, to Braille, to Elvis, Sam, and right on in. Real quick while we have the moment. Stand by, folks. Go to heading real quick. All right, while we somehow, I was in the process of working that out. Direct, Wasser, execute, back onto INS. That's why I keep my heading bug pretty close, folks, for when things like that happen. You try and get us at least back on the right heading, and then we start working to the right course. Okay, we're at 0.80, so let's pull the throttles back to about 177. See if that holds us. We're about to descend. And that is incorrect. Why is it saying that? That's why. I don't know if I want to believe that either. We'll do the math here in a moment, folks. Unable 0 at factor. What? Okay, real quick. Raymond, Mexican. Hang on a second, I can't read that. Mexican. Oh my gosh, everything's blocking it. Oh. Mexican. Oh, Raymond. Rayo Mexican OXD. I'll get it right yet. Welcome aboard. Thanks for the follow. And please, my apologies for botching the name. Thank you so much for coming aboard. And hope you enjoy the rest of the flight. Hopefully, not upside down like we just were. Yeah, folks, that was seriously interesting times we had in that cell. And again, radar didn't show it. So, and I'm sure it's because I don't have active sky, but I do see things from time to time. I don't get it, and it's probably because X-Plane's weather is not the same as what's going on real world. Awesome. Well, welcome aboard, Rayo Mexican OXD. Thanks for the follow. We love having you aboard. We love all the 195 followers. Thank you so much. We'll try to turn this into a better flight. Hope you weren't along to see all that fun that we went through in that cell, but you know, that's what makes flying sometimes quite interesting. One of these days I am going to, you know, with XP11 about to release, I may have to get it when they get that up and running. But thank you all very much. And by the way, the money raised here, when you subscribe or biddy or cheers, that goes to us buying a software and upgrading systems for the stream. So just so you all know, but thank you so much for the follow. All right, so we're holding at 0.80. Well, thank you, sir. We sure appreciate you coming aboard. Finally, so we got a race cram. That looks good. Ash. Okay, what was that? VOR. HLI. Okay. LaRue. Flond. What a name. Susie. Oop. And then next page. BB. Okay, that looks good. Hadso. Hexen. At 3,000 going into the vector. Okay. All right, and then we'll go out and swing over to Dawson. Kevy. Oh. Kevy, Braille. Braille is, no, Elvis is. Okay, so Elvis is 2,000. We need to reset this. Oh, it's set. Cool. All right, so we're good to go. 93 miles to top of descent. So real quick, for those not familiar with these charts, this is what's called a STAR, or Standard Terminal Arrival Chart. This is an RNAV procedure, which we have an FMC that allows us to fly it, but in the real world, more than likely, they would have had to have a conventional, which, by the way, Memphis doesn't have, where you fly VOR, NDB, whatever, to NDB, VOR. So we improvise. But here's your ATIS frequency, which on VATSIM, I'm going to have to look for that setting Jacksonville kept saying to turn off so I can use it online here. Well, sir, thank you for coming along. Well, thank you for being here. Hope you enjoy. And you have a great day or night that's ahead of you. Thank you for following. All right, so elevation is 341. We are coming in south approach, which is the 1/8. We're going to do 1/8 right. So here's all those directions from Vance. So basically, Vance, Mash, Holly Springs, LaRue, Flond, Susie, Mebe, and Hexen. A hug from Mexico. Well, we appreciate it, sir. After that, back there in north of Tallahassee, we'll take it. We'll take it. Oh, and if you haven't seen it, folks, it'll take about a month and a half for it to get on YouTube, but the video will be... I'm going to go back and find the clip and try and piece it all together so you all can see it. That was that wasn't fun. It looked fun, but it really wasn't. So that's your RNAV approach. Now we're going to switch over to the ILS. Okay, so again, there's your ATIS and the rest of the frequencies we could encounter. Okay, the next line here, this tells us our localizer. That's what the plane tracks horizontally and what that heading needs, or course needs to be to track it. So we'll be on 1099, IOOI, and on 180. Now the next box, GS Elvis, okay, that's this point here as well as here. What it's telling us, we got to be at 2,000 feet or 1,700 AGL on the glide slope descending. And then our decision altitude, which is 495, or above the ground, 200. In the Airbuses, that would be your MDA. I like to say it MDA as it does, MSL, decision altitude, or the one below it, decision altitude. And again, your missed approach, which isn't very difficult here, it's pretty much off the Memphis VOR to GBOP. I'm a little out of breath after all of that, folks. We're about to hit top of descent, so we'll be getting into that here. McKevy, Braille, so 4,000, I think is what we had to do, no, 3,000. So we'll come in at Braille, Elvis, Sam, right on in. These are our distances. These are our times, depending speed will be around 140. So 2 minutes, 11 seconds from Elvis to the missed approach point. If we do that vertical speed down, 743, we'll be right on the 3-degree glide slope. There's our approach lights, Malzer. No pappies, if you notice. I wonder if we'll see any. Really, sometimes we do. Then our missed approach again, and then our minimums. Translations here real quick. Remember, 495 up above. There's your MSL 200 AGL. Mean sea level above ground level. Everything working, plane and on the ground. The distance we need to be able to see is a half mile, or if they're reporting a runway visual range or RVR, it's got to be 18. Any of those not met, we either switch to a different approach if it's available, or we're not allowed in on these approaches. Last thing in our arrival, 53 miles out. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. I'm kind of going lickety-split fast. And Tio Bernas, welcome aboard. Thanks for the follow. We sure appreciate you. Hope you have a great day. Reference speed, which is going to be our landing speed of 125 with flaps 30. Set bugs, take a breath, and we'll be ready to start down. Phew. A lot of stuff going on really quick, unexpected, folks. All right, so our descent procedure is shoulder harnesses. Well, we don't have any ignitions on. Anti-ice we will not need. I really would love to know what happened back there, but I've been into that one other time, and that was with the 767 several months ago on the sim. Altimeters and instruments. Okay, we're set. Bosser is 35, so let's go ahead, set up for... there we go, make this a little easier. You may not see these at the bottom, but just clearing it off so it's easier for me to find them. Okay, so 24. Set for 24. Again, let me bring charts up because you're not seeing any of what I just said. And I'm not going to do it again. Okay, our first descent requirement at or above 24, so we don't want to go below 24. Once we cross it, we'll set 14, 10, 9, 8, 6, and 3. Okay? All right. 36. Top of descent. Final checklist items. PR set, hydraulic set, AC and pressurization set. we're outside, so I am going to go ahead and resume. I think we're stable again. See if our flight plan kicks in quickly here. It's like a pretty healthy line going out of Dallas Love Field for Atlanta. Okay. Seatbelts, anti-ice landing lights once we get there, and set 200. But again, folks, I do want to thank Rayo Mexican OXD and Tio Pernas, sorry. Please forgive me if I am butchering them. I am not the greatest at pronunciation. Welcome in. Thanks for following. And again, to all of you, thank you for following. It's been an interesting roller coaster ride today, but a great almost 2 years streaming. So thank you so much. And we crossed the 1 year mark back on the 11th, a couple of days ago, of becoming an affiliate. So thank you all for that. I deeply appreciate it. And look for many more years of flying here on Twitch. Or some platform. Going to go ahead and begin it, and go to altitude select, click, 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 click. See what that sets us to. Let's get some power off. Remember, as you go down, you got to pull power. Little bit. We need to get closer to 2,000 feet a minute. Set for about right there. Little bit. That'll do it right there. Not like it's going to help us, but you never know. Power all the way back and speed brakes on. Here comes the brakes. I'm curious when I close this flight out how many flags we're going to have on it. This VA we're flying for, Piedmont Virtual, they actually record bounces, and we have to give a reason why. And I just say I bounced. I'm waiting to see what else comes with it. If you weren't here for it, folks, about a half hour at the most ago, we were coming out, we were cruising along nice and level. Jacksonville was going offline. We went into a thunderstorm. Wind shear began hitting us. Our airspeed dropped to 200, and we were still on the autopilot. And then all of a sudden, we dropped a little further, which would be below stall, and oh yeah, autopilot disengaged. Planes started going crazy and dropping, and we got to about anywhere from 10 to 5,000 feet, where we finally brought her back under control and to the point we're at now. Feel free to go back, look at that tape. I plan to have this up there for you. I may even push this one up because it is quite entertaining. I will say that. I will take all credit for the entertainment value on that one. So I don't know if it was wind shear, what we got hit by, but something gave it a run for its money. So be curious to see. I'm sure there's got to be flags all over the place for Piedmont Virtual. So I'm not seeing them when I look at the client right now, but I'm kind of curious if I should PM one of them, DM them, and say, hey, here's what happened. We need maintenance. All right, so coming up on 24, which would be erase. Hope we're going to cram, so we can go ahead and set 414, and we'll kick it down. Okay, cram, just have to be below 23, which we will be. Then 14, 10, 9, and 8. We do it this a little steep. All right, what is Memphis? $17.5. And real quick, let's get our freaks in 1099. Okay. Okay, we also got to be at 290 now. Now this is pretty useless, this speed bug, because it'll stop there, won't go down into here, so it's pretty useless at this point. Let's get some more speed brake in here. We got some. Okay, there we go. All right, coming over cram. We are 290, actually a little slower, so that's good. 280 is Vance. And below 23, which we are. Matter of fact, we're coming up on All right, we're going to go ahead and set that. All right, so speed brakes out again. Got to maintain that speed. Again, folks, we can't control speed here. We don't want to use IAS or Mach. We need it to do a straight 2,000 foot a minute descent, which we're doing right now. But welcome aboard. Thank you so much for being a part of Flying with Mike. And we would sure love for you to hit follow as you leave, or right now, and join a great bunch of people, folks. Great bunch. We'd love to have you aboard. We do plan to fly an anniversary flight. That was supposed to be last Saturday. We're in mega overtime. I don't know when the next batch is coming. I think at the end of the month. So for now, I'm just going to kind of hold off until we get through this and get back to where comfortably we can do things. All right, so coming over Vance, heading down to 14. I'm actually gonna, yeah, we'll head down to 14, 280. Come off the speed brakes a little bit. I saw 10,000, like, oh no, wrong route. All right, so again, folks, a little bit of an eventful flight. Hope you were here for it. Like I said, if not, we'll get it into the highlight reel as quickly as possible. Oh, we just leveled off. Okay, as soon as we cross MASH, LaRue. No, wait. Wait, we're off for HLI. Let's get down to 10,000. Fast. All right, flight attendants, take your seats for arrival, please. I could have put Holly Hill, Holly Springs. Dang it. That's okay. Okay, LaRue at 10,250. Nothing on. Oh, now we're getting. I think that's ground returns, folks. Okay, LaRue is next. All right, but I hope y'all are having a great day. I hope your weekend is looking well. I think I'm off tomorrow as well. We'll see. You're all pretty right. Well, a lot of us out there are pretty ragged at this point. So, here's 250. So, here in about 10 miles, we'll be crossing LaRue. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, light up. Alright. Okay, we're at altitude, so I'm going to set for our next one. Actually, I'm going to set for 8,000 and hold. Okay, get a little bit more power in, but not much, because we're going to need to stay under. Alvin Leroy, welcome aboard. Well, you missed a fun one so far. Got to roll a 727. Well, let me rephrase that. I didn't roll it. The weather did. Yeah, it's been a fun flight. And no, it wasn't intentional on my part. So, get some power in here. We're getting slow again. Yeah, this has been there's a whale of, well, I don't know what it is. There was a storm we went into, and I'm pretty sure wind shear slowed us down to stall. I couldn't get the speed to build up, so she started falling and rolling and all that good stuff. Very angry at me. Going, get me a real pilot. Oh man, let's start that descent to 6,000. So, that was about a half hour ago in the stream here, maybe 45 minutes. Just as we were right about, well, Jacksonville was going offline. So I'd say, I'm going to try and find it and make a highlight of it, because that was, oh man. Gotta love it. And of course, if there was an engine problem, I don't have anything to really tell me that on this. Old school. The ECAM isn't here. Radar is pretty much useless. Unless you got active sky. And this looks like we're getting ready to go into weather, and we're getting fast. It would have been really nice. I would love to plot myself around the storms. I've been waiting for that. But I guess I got to get active sky for that. All right, let's see. We're a little low here, folks. What the heck is going on with the scenery out here? Ah, that's what it was. I'm like, what? I know there's no mountains here in Memphis. Sorry, I know this. Drove a truck long enough to know that. Get this heading bug right on us, because that's kind of what saved our butt a little bit, knowing which way to go. All right, Next up in the altitude lineup here, Hadso 6,000 and 3,000. So we're level, green light, set for 3. Six miles. All right, now we're back under control with the speeds. So now, Mr. Leroy, did I happen to hear center correct that there is a USA event down in Florida tonight? The way he was talking? Okay, time to slow this bird up. And last descent. Let's keep that speed under control. I'll have to look it up there on the Discord channel. I may be able to participate if there is. See if I can take a Navajo and invert it. Alright, so. Alright. Keep that. Flip that over. Heading bug set. Okay, I'm taking it. Heading select. Back of the nav. ILS 180. I did that wrong. Hit the wrong one, folks. Heading do I need to be on? 360. Alright, so there's our localizer. There's our, well, we don't have a glide slope yet. And you know what? I think it's time to kill the music. Perfect timing. Alright folks, here we go. Let's see. About 15 miles out. I'm going to go ahead and flip-flop over to this. About even with McKevy, 4,000, so let's go ahead, bring it about. Need to really pay attention to speeds now. Alright, lights, flaps will be coming here momentarily. That to 230-ish. About a METAR real quick. Uh, 50, 3008. That's all I need. 7,000. Okay. Divide slopes alive. Localizers alive. We're over Millington. Holding at about 210. So what we're going to set up here is that. Switch over to that. And we're ready. Go back. Okay, localizer should be coming across. There it goes. There we go, making our turn. Time to pull back. Now what I do here, folks, I use level flight as much as possible to control my speed and getting set up. We're only 3,000 feet above the ground. So you can see we're back to idle again, lining up for the runway, flaps 1. Let's go flaps 5, let's get some power. Don't want to stall again. Use that level speed, folks. That'll get you slowed up easier than you will ever believe. Okay, let's set the heading. Airport in sight. Memphis traffic, Northwest 879, approximately 10-mile final, runway 18 right. Correction, 18 left. Oh no, I am on 18 right. Never mind. There we go, glide slope achieved. Okay. Distance out 9 miles, gear down. And that's another way to slow down too, folks, especially when you're in your descent. Start making it dirty. That's what we call it. Let's go for the next notch of flaps. I got the field in sight. Now, if you wanted to, you could sidestep to the center, but not all the way over, unless told by ATC. Usually you only sidestep over one runway. Memphis traffic, Northwest 879, 5-mile final. I am on 18 right, sorry for that. And gear down, stable. And here we go, flaps 30, we're set. Autopilot coming off. Okay, plane's mine.
1,000. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
Okay, and now what I'm doing here, I let my speed get a little bit away from me.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
And we're gonna hang at 140.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
Alright, there we go. Oh, getting it again.
Flight slow.
Something is giving us.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
3 green.
Flight
Landing
slow.
stable.
Minimums.
Landing.
100.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
All right, well, we got a good landing out of it. Sorry, folks, I wasn't really reading what came up, so we'll take a look at it at the end. Let's get off this thing and head over to, I believe I got myself planned for gate 12. But again, folks, we'll put a, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a highlight or not. We'll get it up there so you all can see that even flying with Mike runs into fun times with these airplanes. Nice little rodeo today with it. Still in reverse. Nope. Okay. All right, flaps up. Lights off. And Memphis area traffic, Northwest 879 is off runway 18 right, taxiing to the terminal. We'll come up here via November. Oh yeah, it happens. That was, I really thought I was gonna have to just shut it down because I was gonna crash. There was just, I was not finding a way to recover. And came off VATSIM. That was the best thing I ever did. And then eventually got control. But yeah, it happens. So, folks, if you crash, you know, hey, you're on a sim. You ain't hurting anything. So, and you can learn from it. Like, I plan to figure out what the heck I hit. I would love to figure out that. Problem is, you're not going to be able to sometimes. Like, the way the weather all meshes in these sims, it really can get real screwy real quick. Like I was telling y'all over Florida several months ago, I was flying a FedEx flight and, oh man, was I on Jack Center? Oops. Haha, was. Not good. Thankfully, I think they're still offline. If they aren't, my apologies. Oh, what's this? P2, P3 with X's on it. Huh. Well, we're going for, just to give you an idea, our destination. Oh, I'm sorry, it's gate 22, did I decide before the flight? Gate 22, so we're going to be aiming right over on that corner. So it'll be right over there, folks. Ah, we're going to hit the runway lights, or taxi lights. So, another fun time here flying with Mike, and the heck was that all about? FedEx 3 rolling out. My apologies here in Memphis. I was on the wrong channel. That's what I get for thinking. Alright, back to the chart, and to get in where we want to go, you know what, we'll pop in at Papa 3, so Papa 2. And you know what, we need to get an APU fired up real quick, so let's get on the binders just for a second. On the 3 count, 2, 3. Here we go. I'd like to know what that's all about. I'll have to read the notes. We're on a flight sim, so oh, well, there's a lot of construction. I don't see my gate. Oh, that stinks. I really don't. You know what, folks? I'm going to go ahead and head over to Lima, or is that Juliet? Juliet. All right, let's take a look here. It says it should be there. Definitely are not. Well, we're going to have to improvise, folks. Welcome to how things are done. Look what they're doing in Memphis. Are they tearing that down? That's the old Northwest hub. Guess we'll shoot for the gates on the other side. Get in the cockpit here. Wing off, strobes off. Yeah, no. Let's just take this gate right here, folks. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, won't see it yet. So there it goes. We'll just let her coast in. Auto brakes off. All right, let's do a quick run through this one. Okay, that's good. Window heat off. Probe heat off. Wow, took all those gates away. That means we're going to have, I will look at this offline and see what it looks like once I'm done with this stream. And let's park it there. All right, let's see what kind of damage we did to the airline. Uh-oh. Okay, so flap, speedo heat, radar transponder on the out, set it to 2, 0, 0. Speed brakes are down, galley power off. Okay, so we'll turn that off. Flight to ground. Onto the bus. All right, let's get over here, get to the right panel. Dunk, 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 dunk. Oh well. Yeah, we got a lot of work that has to be done on this plane, so. All right, let's shut her down. We're on the bus, we're on the packs. Boom, boom. All right, folks, welcome. Welcome one and all to Memphis. The passengers like, get me off this plane. They did. Oh, I hit the wrong button, folks, sorry. Well, we can't get anything off Volanta because, well, I was really dumb. Okay, we'll go to Sim Toolkit here. Let's finish shutdown and then we'll go. After landing, good. Shutdown, seatbelts, beacons. Beacons will leave on. Exterior, start levers, B. Okay, we'll leave it as is. All right. Well, folks, like I said, welcome into Memphis. Time for a review of the flight in a couple of different aspects. First being Sim Toolkit. That's not Sim Toolkit, but it is the one right below it. This is not going well. Oh my. Oh, folks, save me from myself. Okay, we recorded 357. That's good. Yeah, Jacksonville was up. My bad, my bad, my bad. Okay. Now, I didn't really get to say this in the beginning, folks. Sim Toolkit here. It is a phenomenal product. It's very similar to Volanta. Volanta gives a lot of the same tools and information to you. However, one thing, while it gives you your landing rates and some of that information, this is the tool that I really love about it. We go in here, we click here, we'll click here. This shows us our landing. Let's see. I don't know, they are doing work. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, sorry, I digressed. All right, so not only do you get the technical data, like thresholds right here, we were 1,925 feet down the runway, 12 feet to the left side. That's that's okay. I'll take it. But we landed at 123 knots, 357 feet a minute. Folks, that's a good landing. Okay, so we got all this data. Looks good. You can learn from this, okay? Pitch, heading, all of that you can learn. Okay, now, us users, I am going to dig at you a little, so get ready. One thing you can't do that we can in X-Plane. You can do it, but you need add-on programs. We do not. I can go up here, toggle replay. Oh, darn it. Dang it. Hang on, I got to come off that real quick. I also forgot one other thing. I got to come off my flight. All right, filed. All right, let me go, hang on a second, folks. Let me go see what kind of damage I did on this flight. All right, hang on. Pyreps, I'm sure it's flagged. If it's not, my jaw is going to hit the ground. You'll hear it. Well, bear with me. I've got to make a comment or two. Bear with me. I gotta. Okay. So actually, yeah, you can see the mishap. It happened just before Montgomery. So just to give you all an idea. All right. Okay. Just taking care of paperwork, even though I get credit. All right, save. And all right. Okay, so that takes care of that, and that now will come off. Sorry about that. That has nothing to do with X-Plane, but tracking programs. Tracking programs usually error or give false readings when you go into slewing like we're about to do. But this is basically the replay mode. It comes default with X-Plane 11. Again, fuss users. Not in there. You have to get an add-on to do this. All right, so let's pop outside. All right, and we're just going to kind of take the wheel, start rolling it backwards. Oh, we go just a smidgy further. A little bit more. Oh, Maestro, could we have something appropriate, like the grand finale? The turn for the runway. One thing I wish we could see is Memphis, and I know I could probably go out to that city's website and see if I can find it. Because like the pyramid and all of that would be cool to see. But I say that every time. Yeah, guess who has control? All right, folks, here we go. Again, something very easy to do in X-Plane, very difficult without a program to do in Plus. So, Hence, part of the reason I won't be going to this place. I do want to fly PMDG. Not that bad. Not when I have Zebo and level up. Did I mention they were? Well, folks, that's a good landing. I can see the 12 feet. Okay, I'll give it. But you know what? That's a really good landing. And as another streamer would like to say, guess what? There's nothing in the airplane telling them how hard they hit. Other than if the gear rips off, then you know you kind of, you know it was kind of rough. That's actually a good approach. Let's look at that again. All right, from the Hawker 125 viewpoint. And he only dreams he wish he could do while an airplane was on approach. Well, appreciate that, Melvin Leroy. Thank you for the flowers there and the nice landing. I'm gonna die laughing. I got gigged because this isn't a proper airplane livery. I'm waiting to see when they see the screenshot. Yeah, that approach is pretty good. Nice. Well, Sim toolkit reported 357, folks. I'd give you wing views, folks, but I can't. Okay, we're gonna have to go for a tower. Okay, that's a really high tower. Okay, coming in from the space shuttle. Alright folks, well that looked awesome. I am going to start looking to see if there's someone we can spread the greatness with. Iron Condor Simulations. I think we're going to go ahead and send this over to him. Folks, we may be up later today. I don't know if there's a VUSA event of some kind down in Florida, but well, we're going to give it our best. So hang on a second here while I switch gears back to the gate. I did not want to push that button. I wanted to push that. All right, I didn't expect. All right, folks. Y'all have a great day. Let's get Iron Condor spooled up here. He's on PosCon. For those of you curious, that's another online server for ATC. Kind of new, been around 2 or 3 years, and it's actually kind of fun to be able to kind of week on, numbers. But he'll take it from here. Y'all have a great day. As always, God bless you all, and we'll see you again, hopefully tomorrow sometime. If not, we'll see you the next time we can scream. Scream. Yeah, that's how that flight was. Scream! God bless you all. See you later.
Flaps up in a 30-degree bank. Now look what happens with the flaps down. Obviously, that stall speed's in the lower. Huge difference. Calibrated airspeed, yeah.